Welcome back, guys. It's Maury, and today I'm going to step you through all of the different positioning things that you should consider when trying to play Valorant at a high level. When to play off angles, when to play standard angles, depth perception when it comes to different angles, not to mention which situations to do which plays, cross-firing. I'm going to teach you all of it today, and I hope that you enjoy. If you're finding the situation where every single round the enemy team is just rushing one of the sites and you're dead on site before your team has even left the other site, let alone actually rotated to help you, something you can consider doing is changing your positioning and playing further back on site. That way, as soon as you see all the utility coming in, you can actually forfeit the site backing up to retake with your entire team, so they're not forced into a 3v5 retake every single round. A big mistake a lot of new players will make is they will actually sit in corners. Now, this is checked by any decent enemy all of the time. They always check every single angle as they're entering a site, which means that you're going to get killed sitting in the corner. What you should instead do is pick an angle where you're sitting a little bit further back and you have peeker's advantage on the person who you know is going to swing, and you know that they're going to be looking in the corner, so not where you are. This could also be an off angle. The next thing you need to consider is standard angles or off angles. Now, you may know what a standard angle is and what an off angle is, but what you may not know is when to actually use each. The issue with a standard angle is a lot of the time enemies are going to come onto site pre-aiming that position, and if you're standing on a standard angle, you are going to get killed incredibly quickly. If, however, you peek every few seconds, then unpeek, then repeek, then unpeek, what you can actually do is catch the enemy after they've already cleared the standard angle and then they're looking elsewhere. If, however, you were standing in an off angle, this is an angle that is not normally pre-aimed, this gives you a much higher chance. So when should you actually use them? Standard angles can be used when you are at an advantage in terms of your team's numbers, whereas a off angle should be used when you are trying to catch people off guard, specifically because maybe you're in a 1v3 situation, you don't want to get traded, so you're trying to get a quick little kill, you push up into an off angle, catch someone off guard, then move and try and do it again. When it comes to playing effective off angles, you not only want to play an off angle, but something that's called a protected off angle. For example, if you are standing on an off angle and you catch someone by surprise, if you are playing at a decent elo, their teammate will swing straight away and trade you. What you actually want to be doing is standing in basically a double off angle where you have two angles, you can get one kill, step to the side and create a new angle to fight from. The next step to perfecting your movement is being unpredictable. And what I mean by unpredictable is not just doing random stuff, it's having a calculated plan but switching your location constantly. So let's say that you peek, you get a kill, rather than peeking to get a second kill because you know the enemy has already called you out to the teammates and they're going to be trying to pre-aim the location that you're in, you instantly rotate to a different position and see if you can get a second, maybe third kill, but every time you get a kill, you move to another location. Something you desperately need to learn if you ever want to move out of the lower elos is to always trade your teammate. Now, what I mean by that is you never want someone on your team to die and no one on your team to basically return the favor, killing someone else on the other team. You always, if you actually get into a fight, want your teammate to swing and effectively create a 2 versus 1 on the enemy team. They may be ready for one person to come around the corner, but not two. So the second your teammate swings and starts shooting, you need to swing as well to create a 2v1. Next, we have playing crossfires with teammates, and the higher you get into elo, the more you're going to encounter this in post-plant situations where a team will set up opposite each other, both aiming at the only angle that you can come through, and no matter whether you look left or right when you come through that angle, you're going to maybe kill the person in front of you, but you're going to have a person shooting you from behind. And you can do this in a lot of locations. So start to look for angles that you could create a crossfire with your teammate, especially if you're playing in a duo situation. The next thing you need to consider is which agents you're actually playing against. Are you playing against a Phoenix who's going to flash you? Are you playing against a KO who's going to flash you? Are you playing against a Sky who's going to flash you? These are all crucial things that you need to pay attention to as you're pushing into sites and pushing angles where you think that they could be positioned. For example, Skye has 2 flashes, so you have to be ready to play anti-flash, which is where you will instantly look away as she flashes you, and then you need to be prepared to actually look away again if she sends in the second flash. However, at the same time, you need to be pre-aiming back to where she may peek you from in between each flash. So as long as you know this and you're thinking about this, you're less likely to get caught off guard. Okay, so another thing that a lot of low elo players won't know, or new players to the game, is angle perception advantage. And what that is essentially the closer you are to an angle that you're peeking, for example, this angle right here, I can see her only when I step all the way out. Whereas if I am actually further back, I'm just running backwards in a straight line, you can already see, I can see so much more. I can see all the way around that container. I can see Astra on the other side. Whereas when I run all the way up to this, I can't even see around the container, let alone the other person. But Astra can actually see my whole arm. So she will have peeker's advantage because she will actually know I'm about to come around the corner before I even know she's there. She's already aiming at me. There you go, guys. That was all of my positioning tips to improve and get better and help climb to those higher elos here in Valorant. If you enjoyed this and you want to see future tutorials like this where I break down different things, it may be smokes for a certain agent, it may be entering a site for a duelist, whatever the case may be, I put out tutorials here for Valorant all the time, so consider subscribing if you aren't already. And until next time, guys, keep gaming.